everybody. I'm Jordan from Evolving Song Holistic Wellness, and I'm also the creator of A State of Health. And I am delighted to be able to offer you free yoga online from my library to your home. Thank you very much for joining me, and thank you for giving this time to yourself. It's important that we all take a little bit of time in our busy weeks or in our busy days to check in with ourselves and give ourselves some time to really sense and feel what it is that we're going through physically, emotionally, spiritually. So I wanted to offer you a practice today that can help you bring some healing to yourself. This set is all about feeling the body, just feeling out different areas of the body, noticing where there's tightness, noticing where there's softness, maybe stretching very gently, and just getting an overall feel for how the physical body is doing. And we're also going to be opening our hearts a little bit. First with our conscious awareness. Using our meditative mind, we will be allowing ourselves to feel vulnerable, to feel whatever it is that's happening in our hearts, in our souls, in our minds today. Sometimes in our culture, we tend to sort of suppress our feelings or deny them or just press them aside if we don't want to, take the time to unravel and just experience them, which can lead to some blockages in our energy system. It can lead to trauma and stress being stuck in the body without our acknowledgement and without our honoring those emotions and those feelings, those experiences for ourselves. We're not enabling ourselves to move them through our being. So I would like to take you through some yoga, which is just going to be a nice, gentle, sort of all-around physical type of practice. And we'll wind down with a really nice Kundalini meditation. The meditation is the Ramadasa meditation. So this is a mantra that is probably the most healing mantra that we use in Kundalini Yoga. The words are Ra, Ma, Da, Sa, Sa, Se, So, Hung. And when chanted all together, the vibration of this mantra helps to balance the energies within us. This mantra calls upon the earth, the moon, the sun, the elements. It calls upon spirit, so that infinite source. And it's also a recognition of our unity with the elements and with that divine source. So it can be really, really comforting. I like to think of this mantra as a hug, just sort of that motherly embrace that holds you in the suspension of all of these cosmic and universal forces that are always surrounding us and always supporting us. Sometimes we forget about these energies, but in this mantra, in this meditation, we're drawing upon them to empower us, to shift our emotions, to unblock all of those meridians and the nadis, all of the meridians or the lines that the energy travels through the body. It allows us to move the energy through those spaces so that we can acknowledge what we're feeling and continue to let it flow through us and dissipate really into our auric field, into the environment around us, into the universe. So I know it sounds like pretty big. It's actually a very gentle set, and I think in general this really helps to just promote feelings of well-being, and it allows you to take some time and space to experience whatever you're going through. All of that while being held or suspended in a loving embrace, the loving embrace of the infinite or the universe, God, Spirit, Allah, however that form takes for you. So let us begin. Couple things you might want to have handy for this practice but are not necessary is a blanket. Blankets are always really lovely for giving yourself a little extra padding underneath your hands and knees. Also covering up with during Shavasana so that you can stay really comfy while you rest. Another thing that might be handy is to have a block, either a block or a firm little cushion. Even a stack of books will do. There will be one posture where this might come in handy, actually maybe two postures. So you might want to have something like a block nearby. And it's always nice to have some water nearby. In the mantra that we use at the final meditation, you don't have to chant if you don't feel comfortable actually chanting. But if you do, sometimes I find, your mouth gets dry after a little while, so you might need a little sip here or there. Alright, so let us begin by getting seated in a nice comfortable position. You can be seated crisscross legs, or you can sit on your knees if that feels better, on a cushion, or even in a chair. So we'll begin by finding some stillness. You can allow your eyes to close. Go ahead and let your tailbone drop down towards the earth, lengthening the lower back. Soften the belly and the hips. Soften your chest and your shoulders. On your next inhale, go ahead and lift that heart center. Let the neck grow nice and long. The chin might actually tuck down slightly and draw in towards the spine. This is our Jalandhar Bandh, or otherwise known as neck lock. Just creates a nice straight line in the neck. It supports the cervical vertebrae when we apply this neck lock throughout many different exercises. It can really help to protect that area and also encourage the even and steady flow of energy through the whole spinal column, even up into the brain. So we'll start with 3 nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. We'll bring the palms of the hands together and gently rub them to create a little bit of friction. Just warming up the nadis here, all the little endings of our nerves and energy lines. This also begins to gently stimulate both hemispheres of the brain. And as we press the palms nice and firmly together, it helps to balance activation in both hemispheres. We'll just tuck the thumbs to the heart space. Relax your shoulders down and away from your ears. Close your eyes, lift your eye gaze up to the third eye point. Just a gentle, soft gaze upwards. We'll notice how we're feeling here. practice today with the Adi mantra. This is the opening mantra for Kundalini Yoga. The word is Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. I humbly bow to the divine source of wisdom and knowledge within myself, within all beings. We'll chant this 3 times together. Let's inhale. And exhale. And inhale to chant. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Hold your breath in. We'll engage all 3 locks, the Maha Bandh, by squeezing the muscles at the base of the spine, holding the abdomen taut. The neck is in neck lock, chin tucked. We're containing our energy, controlling the flow of prana, and exhale. And soften the hands down into the lap. You can keep your eyes closed if you like. We'll just take a moment to sense and feel. Notice how you feel in your physical body. Notice what emotions you're experiencing right now. And if those emotions are associated with physical sensations, notice where in the body you have those physical sensations. And we'll invite our awareness also to encapsulate our energy, allowing ourselves permission to notice the subtleties floating and circulating within and around us. Now you can go ahead and let your legs go long in front of you. And you can come to lie down on your mat. So come all the way down onto the back. Let your palms face up. Let your head rest on the floor. And soften the eyes to close. We'll begin here on the backs, just noticing the natural breath rhythm. Breath flows in, allowing the belly to expand. And breath flows out, allowing the belly to drop down towards the spine. Feel the earth below you, supporting you, holding you. here on the back, we connect with the earth element. Allow your mind to drift, sensing and feeling the earth below you. Notice the qualities that you begin to experience in the body as you contemplate this earthly energy, nurturing Mother Earth source. You may feel cool and heavy. You may feel soft and supported. We'll take 3 breaths in through the nose and sigh them out the mouth. With each sigh, relaxing and letting go. We'll start to wiggle the toes and the fingers. We'll stretch the arms overhead and give ourselves a full body stretch, reaching out through the hands, through the feet, the toes, the fingers. And as an exhale comes, go ahead and scoop your knees up into the chest, wrapping your arms around them, coming into a nice tight little seed pose. Nice. Perhaps you want to rock side to side here. On the next inhale, lengthen the legs and the arms straight up towards the sky, reaching through the heels, reaching through those fingertips. And as the exhale comes, bend the knees, draw them into the chest one more time. Tuck your chin to the chest as well. Nose reaches towards the knees and we squeeze the whole body. And then inhale, begin to release the head back down. The arms can come down to the sides, the feet land on the mat just in front of the buttocks. We'll scooch those heels in nice and close as we can get them to the hips and the seat bones. As we inhale, press into the earth and begin to lift the hips up off the floor. The pelvis and the belly reach up towards the sky and our gaze is upwards as well. And as we exhale, we lower ourselves very softly and slowly down from the top of the back to the middle of the back to the lower back and finally the hips. Now from here, let your knees drop over to the right side. We'll let our arms open out to each side. They can be lengthened, nice and long, like a big T shape, or you may bend at the elbows, bringing them into goddess arms. We'll allow both of our shoulder blades to stay on the floor as the knees drift over to that right side. From here, you can turn your face over towards the left, completing the twist. One more deep breath in, sighing it out. And as the inhale comes, turn your chin and your knees back up to the sky or the ceiling. And as the exhale comes, gently float the knees over to the left, the chin over towards the right. Again, both shoulder blades are staying in contact with the earth. And we soften down into this twist, exploring the breath in the side body. One more nice deep breath in here, sighing it out. And as the next inhale comes, turn the chin back, turn the knees back to the center. We might have one more deep breath in where we reach arms and legs up towards the sky. And exhaling, bend the legs again, let the arms float back down, feet land on the floor. And we'll turn the whole body over towards the right side. Pressing the left palm into the earth, we gently begin to walk ourselves up. And we'll come to kneel on our hands and knees here. So we'll be careful to align ourselves so that our wrists are right below those shoulders, our knees are right below the hips. Your toes can be tucked under or untucked, whatever your preference is. You can lengthen the spine here. Think about growing tall in opposite directions. The crown of the head and the tailbone are reaching in opposite directions. And as the inhale comes, we begin to lift our hips up, dropping the belly down. The heart lifts slightly, the head lifts slightly. And as we exhale, we tuck that tailbone under and around the back, tucking the chin to the chest as well. Inhaling again, we soften the front body down towards the earth, lifting the hips, lifting the chin. And exhaling, we round the back, we press away from that ground. The heart is reaching up through the shoulder blades towards the heavens. And we'll continue with our cat and cow exchange here, moving with our own natural rhythm of breath. Exhaling, we round the back. And inhaling, we drop the belly down, lifting hips and head. Noticing what sensations you feel in the body, where there might be some stiffness, where there might be some softness. Whatever it is that we're feeling in the physical body, emotionally or energetically, in this practice today, we give ourselves the allowance just to notice, just to feel, to honor and to be present with ourselves, wholly and completely. Let's do one more round of cat and cow in each direction. And then we'll inhale to our neutral spine, our tabletop position. From here, go ahead and tuck your toes under. And we're going to come down onto the forearms first, lowering ourselves down. And we'll prepare ourselves to come into our melting heart pose. So we'll begin to walk the hands forward. And when the arms are straightened, we can go ahead and press into the earth with the palms, almost like we're shifting the weight back, pressing towards those hips. And as we do that, the heart will begin to lower towards the mat. And you may find that hovering above your mat is a comfortable way for you to enter the heart melting pose. Otherwise, you're welcome to drop your chin to the mat, or you're welcome to place your forehead on the mat. And if both of these postures, or all three of these postures, are too effortful, and there's not a balance of effort and ease for you, go ahead and grab a hold of your block. Place it right underneath the face. And as you walk the hands forward, drop your forehead onto your block or onto your stack of books. And let the arms rest down, let the heart drop down, keeping the neck nice and long. The hips remain up in the air. We breathe slow, deep breaths. Now, as you begin your next inhale, begin to lift the head away from the floor. Start walking the hands in towards the knees. Untuck the toes so that the feet are flat on the earth, and press the hips back so that you can rest your hips onto the heels. You might want to grab that block and again drag it underneath the face on your mat. Now from here, we'll lower the head, either the forehead down to the mat or onto your block, and we'll bring the hands behind us. So the arms are extended back behind us. We'll actually bring the palms of the hands together and interlace the fingers. Now you can either rest your hands on the lower back here, or if you like, with your head on the mat and the spine nice and long, you can begin to lift the arms up towards the sky, coming into our nice yoga mudra pose. Here we get a beautiful stretch in those shoulder blades. We're starting to really open up our deltoids. The back is nice and long. That tailbone is reaching down for the heels. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, lower the hands back down to the hips and begin to untwine the fingers. The palms will come down onto the mat underneath the shoulder blades. Now as we enjoy our next inhale, we'll start to press away from the floor, slowly lifting the head away from the ground, pressing the palms into the earth. And continue to rise all the way up until we're back to our nice straight and neutral spine. From here, let's do 3 rounds of nice cleansing lion's breath. In lion's breath, we stick the tongue out, seeing if we can touch our chin with it, and we breathe a long, hearty exhale from the back of the throat, and this helps to clear out any bacteria that's lying here at the back of the throat. So we inhale through the nose, open the mouth, stick your tongue out, exhale through the open mouth. 2 more times. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the open mouth. Last time. Very nice. So from here, you can walk your hands out again until we find our way onto our hands and knees. This time we will tuck the toes underneath. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, go ahead and lift your hips up, lengthening the backs of the legs and slowly pressing back. And you may find that your knees, your feet and hands are a bit too close together in this downward dog. You're welcome to take a few little steps for the hands and knees apart until you find that nice balanced stretch where we can get a nice relatively straight line from the heels to the hips and from the hips to the wrists. So our fingers are nice and wide spread. Our head is hanging in between the arms, nice and loose here. And we'll go ahead and bend our right knee nice and deeply, really pressing back into that left hip. And then we'll change feet, bending the left knee, pressing into that right hip. We'll walk it out a couple more times, lengthening the backs of the legs, stretching the hips and lower back area. Think about the shoulders really reaching towards the hips. The heart is sinking down. The head is nice and heavy here. Now as we inhale next, we'll turn the face towards the hands and take a big step forward with that right foot. Maybe that right foot doesn't come all the way up between the hands yet. You're welcome to grab a hold of it and move it to where we need it to be, right in between the hands. So let's think about bending into that right leg, dropping the hips down, broadening our shoulders and pulling the heart forward. This will help to flatten out our back and really help us feel the strength in our foundation in our legs. On your next inhale, press away from the floor and begin to lift the upper body up. The arms will stretch up towards the sky. And once we've straightened ourselves out, we can go ahead and lower our hips back down, bending more deeply into that right leg. So here we are in our nice warrior one pose. Let's elevate the spine, tuck that tailbone under. We think about evening out our hips so that left hip is reaching slightly forward, the right hip is reaching slightly backwards. We want our knee to be, if anything, nice and straight directly above our heel. And if you find your knee tucking in towards the center line of the body, just go ahead and nudge it out towards the pinky edge of the foot. One more deep breath in here. Sighing it out. And we'll begin to open the upper body towards that left side. So we'll drop the heel down. That left heel comes back into contact with the earth. And the feet are relatively perpendicular to one another. Now again, tuck that tailbone under. Keep the knee opening towards the pinky edge of the foot. And check where you are. You don't want to be leaning too far forward or too far behind you. We want to be centered right over the heart, over the pelvis. Relax your shoulders down. Palms are both facing down. We'll take one more breath here in our warrior two. And as we exhale, we begin to lean forward, reaching forward, but keeping the arms relatively parallel to the floor. And we'll drop the right elbow, finding a nice comfortable place on top of the thigh. And that left arm will sweep up towards the sky. And it might even reach overhead. What we really want is a nice long straight line from that left outer edge of the foot all the way up to the shoulder. The arm can create a nice little soft arc. And your gaze can either be open towards that left side or turning upwards towards the sky. Again, we'll stay here for one more breath. And sighing it out. Now as we inhale, let's begin to lengthen, coming slowly back to our center. Arms come back to parallel to the earth. And we'll come back into our warrior one, facing forward the short edge of the mat. That left heel will come back up and we shift our hips and our heart towards that right foot. Now from here, we inhale, lengthen through the spine. And as we exhale, lower the hands back down to the mat so we frame that right foot. And then draw that right foot back. We're stepping back into our downward dog. You can walk out the knees again. Just loosen up those areas. You might feel a little bit of heat, a little bit of power building in the thighs. That's a really nice sign right there. And again, check in. How are we breathing? How are we feeling in the body, in our emotional selves? How are we feeling energetically? Allow and experience. Now on our next inhale, we'll turn the gaze forward towards those hands again. Lift up that left leg, bend the knee, start to float that foot forward, and you can heel toe to walk it into place between the hands if it doesn't get there very nicely in one big sweep. Again, here, think about lengthening the whole body. Those hips drop down slightly, the heart pulls forward. We're broadening our shoulders, lengthening the neck. Feeling that strong foundation, and when we feel steady here, we'll inhale and begin to press away from the floor, elevating our upper body. The arms reach up, and then we sink a little bit lower with our hips. Still keeping that tailbone tucked under. This time we draw that right hip slightly forward, that left hip comes back very gently, and we bend that left knee so that the knee is right on top of the the left heel. Or slightly behind it is okay too. We just don't want to go beyond it. One more breath, let's lengthen, feeling nice and strong. And as the exhale comes, we'll begin to twist open towards the right side of the room. The arms come parallel to the floor. We pivot that right foot and drop the heel onto the earth. Now we're pressing into that outer edge of that right foot. And once we're opened up in our warrior two pose, we can lean into that left leg bend, coming into a nice 90-degree angle. And from here again, we check our position. Are we reaching forward? Are we pulling back? Are our hips all wonky, or are they directly underneath us? Is the spine nice and long? Are our shoulders relaxed and softened down? We'll take one more breath here. And as the exhale comes, lean forward towards that left side, bend the left arm and drop it on top of the left thigh. Now the right arm floats up towards the sky, and it might even reach overhead. Again, we're really thinking about creating a nice long line from that outer edge of the right foot up to the shoulders. The arm creates a nice soft arc. Head can be turned towards that right side of the body or up slightly towards the sky. Even though we are bringing our left arm in contact with the earth, or with our thigh, it's still the legs that are holding us in this posture. Feel their strength. Feel how stable you are. Their strong foundation. Now inhaling, slowly lengthen, coming back over our center of gravity, and then turn to face the left arm again. We'll allow that right arm to sweep forward and up so we come back into our warrior one. That right heel is coming off of the floor, and on our exhale we gently float forward and down, framing this time the left foot. Now this time we'll draw the left foot back, bringing it in alignment with the right. So we're in our downward dog for one last time. Let's walk it out here. And again, we're checking in with our breath, checking in with our body, noticing what we're feeling, where we're feeling it. One more deep breath in here. And as the exhale comes, begin to deeply bend the legs, dropping the knees towards the earth. We'll start to walk the hands back in so that they're underneath our shoulders. And let's just do some nice slow and gentle circles here. I like to think about if you had a pencil attached to your belly button, just drawing a nice big circle on your mat. Careful not to go beyond the wrists too much. Bend your elbows, bend your knees, let your hips and your shoulders really move. We want the rib cage to be moving side to side here too. So really getting that side body stretching out through the sides, opening up the hips. And we'll switch directions as well. And coming to stillness here, we can walk the hands in towards the legs until we find our way onto our rock pose. From here, let's just take a deep breath and stretch the arms up overhead. Palms come to touch, and exhale, lower the hands towards the heart. I can relax the hands in the lap. We'll rotate those shoulders a couple of times, inhaling them forward and up, exhaling them back and down. And we'll take a brief pause here, closing the eyes and feeling, sensing, bringing our awareness within. Take a deep breath in and sigh out the mouth. I'll bring the left hand onto the earth, and we'll start to shift our hips over so that we can release the legs out from underneath us. We'll come back into our easy pose. So again, if sitting cross-legged isn't easy for you, that's okay. Find another position that's comfortable where you can have a nice straight spine. From here, we'll inhale and draw the arms up, grabbing a hold of our shoulders. The fingers will be in front, the thumbs are in the back. And as we inhale, let's shift, twisting towards the left. As we exhale, we'll twist towards the right. Couple rounds of dynamic twisting here with the breath. Inhaling left, exhaling right. And then inhaling back through our center, let's stretch the arms up overhead. Now as we exhale, we'll twist towards the left, lowering the hands. The right hand grabs a hold of the left knee. The left hand finds the ground behind you. We'll walk that hand in nice and close to the buttocks. As we inhale, grow really tall through the spine. And exhaling, begin to twist, turning your gaze over that left shoulder. With each inhale, we soften out of the posture and grow tall through the spine. With each exhale, we deepen into the twist again. Let's do it one more time. This time we inhale, arms sweep up towards the sky. As we exhale, keep twisting around towards the right side this time. Left hand grabs the right knee. Right hand finds the floor behind the buttocks. And as we inhale, we lengthen, growing really tall through the spine. And exhaling, we twist, turning the gaze towards that right shoulder. And again, as we inhale, we back out of the pose a little bit, growing tall. And as we exhale, we soften into the twist. One more time. Inhaling, arms sweep up, we come all the way back to our center. This time as we exhale, drop your left hand down. Begin to float that right arm over top of the head, stretching over towards that right side. Both hips stay anchored here, just lengthening the side body. Inhaling, float back up through center. Exhaling, right arm comes down, hand meets the mat. And we stretch over towards the right side, opening the left torso. Inhaling back through center, exhaling over to the left. Inhaling through center, exhaling to the right. And inhaling, we come back through center, palms meet overhead, and we exhale, dropping the hands to the heart. Now we can rest the hands in the lap, and we'll prepare ourselves for our meditation. So in this meditation, we will be seated in our easy pose. Come come a little bit closer to you. Okay. So easy pose. We'll be here for about 10-11 minutes. So if being seated cross-legged is not going to be comfortable for that period of time, you may like to shift into a chair. You can hit pause on this and get yourself some supports, maybe some cushions and blocks underneath you. If you're lucky enough to have a little chair back, you can get yourself set up with that. However you would like to be supported, as long as your spine is nice and straight. So again, this mantra we are using is Ra, Ma, Da, Sa, Sa, Se, So, Hum. It's a really, really beautiful healing mantra, and we'll be listening to Snatam Kaur, her version of this mantra, which is one of my favorites. So I'll get that all queued up for you. You can close your eyes, just find a nice comfortable position. And you can either chant along with this mantra or you can just listen. The left hand will be placed over top of the heart. The left hand helps to direct the prana, which is the life force energy. So as we press it into the body, we're directing our life force energy where we need it. So today we're focusing on the heart, helping us to heal the heart area and any associated emotions. The right hand is palm facing forward, the elbows bent and down at the sides. At the sound of Ra, which is the top of the mantra, the hand is here in front of the shoulder. And we slowly begin to extend the hand, extending the arm, lengthening the arm. And by the time we hear the word hung, which is the last word of the mantra, the palm is actually face down and the arm is fully extended. Beginning again, the elbow bends and the palm comes back towards the body. So it's very slow movements. Sorry. Okay, come on. Sorry about that. Okay, so you can close your eyes, find a nice, even, steady rhythm of breath. And this right hand is just very gently, very steadily drifting forward and backwards. relax the muscles of your face, the muscles around your heart. Relax your belly and your hips. Keep breathing slowly and steadily. Keep your focus inward. Just notice how you're feeling. Stay with your breath and with the mantra. draw the hand back in towards the body if it's not already. Hold your breath. Gently exhale. Take another deep breath in. This time squeeze the whole body very tight. Relax and exhale. Last time, inhale. Squeeze everything very tight. And exhale. Soften the body. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your focus within. Just observe, sense, and feel. Notice what you're feeling. Allow it to move through you. Breathe. And just like waves, allow the prana, the energy, the sound to sweep through. And we'll take a deep breath in together, holding it just briefly. And exhale, releasing our meditation. Now you can gently open the eyes. And from here, I'd like to invite you to get yourself cozy for some shavasana. So find a nice, gentle and comfortable place on your mat or on the floor. And you're welcome to cover yourself up with some extra clothing if you like. Go ahead and feel free to pull a blanket over you. If you have an eye pillow or a scarf handy, you may like to put that over the eyes. And I'd like to play some singing bowls for you here. So again, allow sound and energy just to move through you as if there's no hard physical substance at all. As if you're just energy and all of your experiences are energy. Allow the sound to move through it effortlessly. Now you can close your eyes and you can flip your palms to face upward. Take a couple nice deep breaths in through the nose and sighing it out the mouth. Soften the body, becoming nice and cozy on the earth. Just rest and relax. You may begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back into the body. And start to wiggle the fingers and toes, stretching gently, turning the face side to side, hugging the knees in towards the chest, and rocking side to side. You can take a deep breath in and stretch the whole body. And exhale, sighing it out the mouth. Gently turn over onto one side of the body and slowly press away from the floor until you rise back up into a seated posture. Now finding some stillness once again, you can close your eyes and we'll check in with ourselves. How are you feeling? What is your experience right now? Allow yourself to be here, to sense and to feel. Just take a couple of deep breaths in through the nose and sigh it out the mouth. We'll bring the hands together at the heart center and we'll close our practice today by chanting the Bij mantra, Sat Nam. Truth is my name, I am my truth. Let's inhale and chant Sat Nam. You can keep your eyes closed and we'll listen to Snatam chanting us out. Sat Nam, everybody. Thank you for practicing. Be well.